everyone, it's Froggy and I'm back again with another episode of Backstage Pass. So we've got a little cutscene here and I'm gonna go ahead and start. As soon as Lloyd calls break, I pull John aside. Hey, can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Why didn't you tell me you might be moving for a new role?
That information was confidential.
But Lloyd knew.
He's my business partner. I had to tell him so he could plan for the future.
And I don't have to plan for the future?
I didn't think our relationship was predicated on where I work.
It's not, but that doesn't mean it won't change things. This is important. What am I supposed to do?
That's up to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is. Oof, trouble in paradise. Alright, skipping ahead. Okay, so we've got our Renaissance Fair tickets. I think we're probably gonna go with John. Maybe. Hopefully.
Hello?
John, I want a pair of tickets to the local Renaissance Fair. Let's go.
As you wish, milady. I shall pick you up shortly.
Whoop. The fair is already filled with people by the time we arrive. I instinctively move closer to John. He takes my hand and gives it a reassuring squeeze.
I'm here.
We move quickly through the grounds, John striding confidently across the grassy path. People seem to part to make way for him. At the far end of the fair, a crowd is gathering around a fenced-off area. John places a hand on the shoulder of one of the onlookers.
What's happening here, mate?
Night competition!
Ha! Well, John would win that. John coughs and tries to hide his expression.
Night. Of course.
There's a tag team competition if the two of you want to enter. One of you has to do archery, and the other does sword fighting.
Is there a prize?
First place is a $200 gift card to the Divide. Second place is a 5-course meal at a gourmet restaurant.
Ooh, I hope we win second. John and I glance at each other.
Second place?
Second place.
I
Yes.
think I remember some sword work from the old days.
Well, I can handle the archery part. I head to the targets and approach a man standing over a selection of bows. Where do I sign up? The man hands me a bow.
Right here! Land an arrow in the center of that target and your team will move on to the next round. Whoever wins the sword fight wins the prize.
No problem. I notch an arrow on the bow and draw. The first shot lands in the furthest ring of the target. Oof, I'm kinda rusty at this. From the looks of it, most other people are too. However, one of the other archers at the far end has already landed his arrow in the center of the target. I notch another arrow and let it fly. This one lands on the bullseye neatly beside his. I glance over at him and he smiles. He looks impressed. John immediately steps between us.
Nice aim, little wizard. I'll take it from here.
John picks up the sword and gives it a few practice swings.
Shall we?
John removes his glasses, loosens his tie, and steps into the ring. Ooh, he looks angry. I love it. Okay. As soon as he does, a murmur ripples through the audience. That guy looks just like Knight. I think it is Knight. The people in the crowd are whispering amongst themselves, but John ignores them and faces his opponent. The swordsman on the other side of the ring also blocks out the sound of the crowd. He races toward John, and the two of them lock swords. The blades clash against each other, each opponent searching for a weak spot. John's opponent attempts to execute a fancy maneuver, but he loses his balance and tumbles to the side. Acting on reflex, John twists his sword and quickly disarms his opponent. The other swordsman bows his head in defeat, and the crowd erupts into a cheer. Knight is the coolest. Let me be your lady. John quickly exits the ring and ducks behind a nearby tent away from the cheering audience. The other team's archer greets his friend and the two of them bump fists. 5-course dinner!
Miss Gooden, I do believe we've been duped.
John appears at my side, glasses back in place. I can't believe we lost the battle for second place by getting first place. The man who handed me the bow approaches us with a form in his hand.
Congratulations! Might I get your contact details so we can send you your prize?
I fill out the form while he stares at John.
You wouldn't happen to be John Brandon, would you?
The man has dropped his announcer voice and he sounds a lot more like a giddy fan. John affects a heavy southern accent.
You know, I sure do get a lot of folks saying that, but I don't got the darndest clue who y'all are talking about.
I swear, you two look identical. You should try cosplaying Knight someday.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
I handed the man the form and he hurries off to collect the information from the second place team. As soon as he's out of earshot, I turn to John. Y'all? He shrugs.
It worked, didn't it?
Yeah, but I doubt even that will last long. We'd better get out of here before word gets out.
I couldn't agree more.
Alright, skipping ahead. Okay, we got like a little... there's some stuff on the message board about the Renaissance Fair about John. John Brandon was at the... Brandon was at the fair. Alert, John Brandon was totally at the fair. He won the night battle with some girl. What, seriously? I'm so upset that I couldn't go this year. So that was him? I thought he looked familiar. I swear it was like watching a live episode of Knight Errant. That was seriously the coolest thing ever. No, you're making me even more envious. Ha 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 ha. Nobody ever says anything about us in this. Sadness. Oh, we are exhausted. Okay, now I'm gonna skip. Okay, so we've got another cutscene here with John, and he says, "Greetings, milady. Now that summer is drawing to a close, I was wondering if you'd do me the honor of a beach trip." Sounds like fun. Wow, this place is lovely. I can't believe we're the only ones here.
This particular portion belongs to a mate of mine.
Ooh. Of course.
Although I confess I brought you here for somewhat selfish reasons.
He wants to bang. John hands me a gift bag. A swimsuit?
I didn't think you'd want to wear a swimming costume in front of a million strangers. But since we're alone, I hope you don't mind.
Swimming costume? Okay. I give John a teasing smile. Well, since it's you, I guess I'm okay with it. I'll be right back. Ooh, cute. So what do you think? John lays out a towel and smiles.
Would you like me to apply your sun cream?
It's okay. I don't want to be a bother. John sighs.
Sean, I'm trying to cleverly ask permission to touch your body.
I feel my face heat up. Oh, right. Then yes, please. John takes his time, moving his hands slowly down my body. I shiver as his fingers gloss over me gently.
You're still not accustomed to this?
This is very new for me. He laughs and stands up.
In your own time, then. Ready to swim?
I race past John and charge into the ocean. Always. John follows me, but I plunge into deeper water before he can catch up. I take a breath and dive under the surface. As I see him approach, I spring from the water.
Oi!
John stumbles back, startled. I giggle and splash water in his direction. I didn't realize you scare so easily.
I didn't realize you were such a troublemaker.
He reaches for me, but with a few quick kicks, I maneuver out of his grasp. You can't outswim an island girl.
Is that a challenge?
John swims toward me, moving quickly through the water with each stroke of his arms. He manages to wrap his fingers around my hand, but I pull my hand away before he can solidify his grasp. Ooh, close one. John chases me, and again I evade his reach. We continue the game of tag until both of us are worn out. I bob back to the shore and lie down on the towel. John stumbles after me and places a hand on my shoulder.
There!
He looks triumphant. I smile. Took you long enough.
You're faster than I gave you credit for.
I shut my eyes and relax. The sun has warmed the towel and it feels nice against my skin. Listening to the sound of the waves is so soothing. It's like a song. I suddenly realize that the waves are lapping against my legs. What? I jolt awake at the sight of the setting sun and the tide coming in.
Easy there.
John places a comforting hand on my shoulder. What happened? How long was I asleep?
All that swimming must have tired you out more than you thought. You fell asleep the instant your head touched the ground.
And you didn't wake me? What if the tide came in and drowned me?
If it came to it, I'd offer resuscitation.
John Brandon, you can't just kiss a girl before disappearing on her. John coughs and stares out at the ocean.
Concerning that,
Yes?
this past year, I left home to find myself, and I found so much more. I found a talented young man with an amazing voice. I found an old friendship rekindled. I found that acting really is my passion.
He turns his gaze to me.
And I found an amazing woman whom I love more than acting itself.
Oh my god. I find myself speechless at his confession.
I turned down the role for the new series.
But I thought you wanted it.
I want to act. I always will, but more than that, I want to be near you. I hope you feel the same way.
I do, but what about your career? I can't take that away from you.
You take nothing from me and add everything. I have a career here too. Besides, you have your school and your mates and your work. You'd have a lot more to lose if I asked you to come with me.
John leans forward and runs his thumb slowly against my lower lip.
I love you, and if you'll have me, I want to stay with you.
My heart is beating wildly, and it's all I can do to whisper a response. I love you too. I clear my throat and lean forward. So about that mouth-to-mouth you promised? Aww. John kisses me gently once, and then again more passionately. As our lips interlock, I feel his hand run down my back. He leans over me and lowers his body onto mine. The ocean waves wash over our bodies. The cold water sends a sudden shiver up my spine, but John's warmth quickly melts away the cold. I don't know what the future holds for us, but in this moment I know that we'll be able to face it together. The door opens slowly and John enters with an overdramatic groan. Long day at work?
Aren't they all?
I finished early in the shop today. The mold is setting now. Might need your help getting it out in the morning.
Just call and I'll be there.
John seats himself on the couch and picks up a large envelope set on the table beside him.
What's this?
A courier just dropped it off. I think it's a script from an upcoming movie someone wants you to be in.
Have you looked at it?
You know I wouldn't. John motions to the space beside him.
Shall we?
I sit beside him, and he immediately turns on his back to rest his head on my lap. Comfortable? He grins up at me.
When am I not?
Well, there was that one time that you asked my mom for lemon and milk in your tea. John laughs and pulls the script from the envelope, pausing to weigh the thickness of the pages.
I confess, I probably should have guessed from the teapot that you meant Chinese and not English.
I'm sure she'll forgive you eventually. John opens the script and scans the first page.
Intriguing.
I lean forward. What is it?
Oh, now you're curious.
He flips the page over to show me the cover. A remake of Pygmalion? I grin and poke John's cheek. You'd be a brilliant professor.
Who says I'm the professor? What if they want me to play Eliza?
I'd watch that too.
I don't even know if I'll say yes yet.
Then hurry up and read it.
As you wish, milady.
John reads the script to himself quietly, pausing occasionally to flip through the previous page. I lean back on the couch and allow myself to shut my eyes and enjoy the brief moment together. The two of us have both stayed busy with work, but that makes our time together even more precious. In the garage, a mold of a prosthetic makeup piece is drying, waiting for my attention tomorrow. The calendar states that John has another early call time for a movie he's working on, but for now, it's just the two of us. So that was John's romance ending. I loved their time together on the beach, and I love that he said that he found someone he loves more than acting, and I feel a little bad for Lloyd, but you know what? Whatever. We win. We're awesome. I'm just joking. I feel so bad for Lloyd. But I really liked this ending. What did you guys think about it? Why don't you let me know? Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.